My name is Deanna Lentini, and I'm a part of Fix the Six. I'm the founder, and Fix the Six is a volunteer committee that's a part of West Neighbourhood House in Toronto. I got started with Fix the Six when I was in my 4th year of undergrad. I started it as a campus-wide project for students to donate their partly used and new gift cards, so that way we would pool them together and then use them to purchase new items for homeless shelters across the city. So I started it there, that's when I founded it, and then it just kept going, and I just kept on board with it. Homelessness is important, especially in Toronto, because it's so unfair. I just don't think that homelessness is not a choice, right? And that's something that maybe some people don't think of as they're walking by. But homelessness is not a choice. And when it comes down to it, we're talking about people who have been left maybe at the mercy of the system or who have fallen through the cracks. And I mean, if the dice were rolled any other way, it could have been any of us. The reason that it pulls at me is just because of the humanness of the issue, right? Like, these are people with dreams and passions and stories, and these are moms and brothers and daughters, right? And so that gets me up in the morning, because everyone is here, and we might not all have the same chances as each other, right? But you're all here together, and you got to work together to like try and make that happen, right? So it's just the humanness of it that, you know, we're all here together and everyone needs the same chance. So you got to keep working for that. My community work uses a completely different skill set than my trained profession, right? So, and those are different strengths that I love, but that I might not get to do in clinic, right? So it's kind of like being creative and project managing and thinking up these just new projects and getting stuff out on the street. And so it makes me happy that I get to use different strengths and skills that I don't get to use maybe at school or at work. The struggles of community work, I think it depends on what stage of community work you're at, because when I started, the struggle was, how do I make this legitimate? How do I make this an actual proper thing that I can help people, right? Do I have to become a charity? Do I have to become a nonprofit? Ultimately, we chose trusteeship with West Neighbourhood House, so we exist as a volunteer committee within this larger charity. So we're a legal part of that charity, and that worked for us. But that was a huge beginning struggle. And then I think once the years pass, it's been about 3 years now, it becomes more about, in the middle, it was like, how do we build the right team? What positions do we need? Do we give a position to everyone we know because they want to help us? Or do we be a little bit more, selective? So that was hard. And then now I think it's like trying to learn more managerial skills and more leadership and compassionate leadership. And because those are things that I didn't study in school. In the health profession, they don't really teach you that. So I think the most recent struggle is that, trying to take workshops and read books on how to manage, how to lead, because now things are getting more refined. We've been through it a couple times. So this challenges change as you go for me. I would say just keep going, because there's a lot of uncertainty. So after I started Fix the Six, I got accepted to physio, but I was so in love with what I was doing with Fix the Six, I originally, I declined my physio acceptance. And so that was like a very hard decision, but you have to give time to the things that you love or they won't grow. If you are passionate about something, you are the only person on this planet right now that is so uniquely passionate in that way. If it's not your dream, it is no one else's. So if you do not do it, no one else will do it. So I'm like such a firm believer that the world needs what you have inside you. And so if you're not gonna give it to the world, nobody is. If you're not gonna speak up for those specific people in the way that you dream to speak for them, your voice will never be heard. No one's going to do it for you.